Morning people, brew day getting ready to go. I'm going to take it nice and easy because I've not brewed on this before. So I'm going to do all my prep before and then I can focus on the brew day, keep an eye on everything, make sure I'm happy. I always like to nail down my process for loads and loads of attempts before I actually can relax and do other stuff while the brew day's happening. So water's in, acid's added, I've weighed out my grains, I've weighed out my water additions. I just want to get absolutely everything ready so I can just pretty much sit here and look at the brew day. Wife's given me a day to myself. She's gonna do what she does. Little one will be occupied with her and I can focus on this. So I'll catch you in a bit. Right, I've mashed in. It's a fairly small grain bill because I'm doing a low ABV and I just wanted something easier, I think, to work on this system. I'm not used to doing a full volume mash. Before I brewed on a Pico boiler and you couldn't get a full volume in there with the grain, so I used to have to do a sparge, but I just wanted something simpler, like an all-in-one system. So yeah, it seems a bit weird. It's very easy to dough in because there's so much liquid there. The pump's running to recirculate that mash, so I've got that, just dial that down a bit. Just a gentle circulate the water a bit. The temperature dropped quite a bit from the strike. I'm going to mash at 72 because it's low ABV. I'm guessing because it's pretty cold out here today and I have to in a bit stirring in. I'll put the water additions in with the grain. After I mashed, I poured the water additions in, give it a good stir, because like I've heard on a couple of guys on the Hop Edition podcast say, if you put it in before you put your grain in, some of the components drop straight to the bottom and just don't seem to get mixed in. So I thought this way they'll be held in suspension a bit more. In the bag with the grain, we'll see how it goes. Right, so see you in a bit. Right, I'm just over 15 minutes in. Everything seems to be going quite smoothly. I've taken a sample to do a pH test in a bit. More out of interest really, because you can't really adjust it at this stage of the game. But I can tweak things for next time. Yeah, I'll come back to you when I've finished a mash and start draining things, and then we can get boiling. Lovely day here today. Picked a good one to brew outside. Dog's loving the sun. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Right, a pH I was aiming for 5.52, 5.46. A little low, but 5.41 now. Keep still. A little low, but I can live with that for a minute, I think. So mash is complete. Grain is draining. Both elements are on, and we're gonna come up to a boil hopefully pretty soon. Still going smoothly, and the sun's still shining. I'm gonna boil. There she goes. 60-minute addition. Boom. So just started to boil. I've unplugged one element, so it's just one running. And I'm quite happy with that boil myself. I don't know what you people think. Feel free to let me know. And I'll see you in the next edition. 15-minute boil edition. I've had to put both elements on because I just wasn't getting a vigorous enough boil. So that's 5 kilowatts chucking it away in there. Better hide the smart meter from the wife. Boil ended. Now I'll whirlpool down to 80 and then add my whirlpool additions. Still cooling down. I'm gonna have to make a chiller because this one's half out because the little hook bit that goes over the side is too short for this kettle, and so it's keeping it out of the wall. So that's going to be a job for soon in the future, I think. Okay, so I've got the wort into a fermenter. It's in a fermentation chamber, a fridge. I've got a few observations. A little bit of a cock up I've made is this tap here had spun around a little bit, and so the pickup was sticking up, so I missed about 2 litres of water, I reckon. Not the end of the world, but it's something that I'll have to be aware of next time. Like I said earlier, making the new chiller, and I think there's a few little tweaks I'd like to do. I'd like to totally alter this controller, build a new one, use PIDs so I'm not getting the 1 degree swing. It'll sort of work itself out a bit, and also put on off switches on there and have a bigger box and run both cables through it so that I can switch the elements on and off here rather than either unplugging or going to the shed and switching them off at the wall. Make life a little bit easier, but it's nothing major. It's something I'll tinker with later on, at a later date. Right, I'll see you.